Yo, what up? We back with CT's RPT, Real Prison Talk with Wes. And first of all, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm just getting off of work. As you can see, I still got my dirty work clothes on, my uniform. But I can't sit on my bed like this. I'm bugging. But there's something that I have to address. And today I'm going to talk. It's going to be brief because, like I said, I just got off of work. I want to take a shower and get myself together. So it's definitely going to be brief. But I want to talk about starting relationships in prison. Now, I might lose my gentleman's card behind this, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of the homies is going to be mad at me for saying what I'm about to say. But I got to keep it all the way 100, you know what I mean? I got to keep it real. So I'm going to say to the ladies out there, and even to the fellas out there too, if you thinking about starting a relationship with somebody in prison, I'm going to say be careful. I'm never going to say don't do it, but I'm definitely going to say be careful when you start a relationship with these jail niggas. Definitely be careful. And this is coming from a jail dude, you know what I mean? I would never say don't do it because I was there, you know what I mean? So I know both sides of the coin. I know there's probably some good dudes in jail. But you got to remember that prison, the people that's in prison are not there for being quiet boys or good people. A lot of the people that's in prison are there because they did some bad stuff. So with that being said, you take this person that has a criminal mastermind and you put him in a cage and you give him nothing but time. He comes up with, you'd be surprised with what these guys come up with. It's geniuses in jail. But these dudes can be, it's some of the best con artists in jail. So I just would say, like, especially like, unless, I'm not saying it like if you knew the person before he went to prison and you decide to start a relationship with him while he was in prison for whatever reason, then that's dope. I respect you. I respect your strength you have for being able to go through that with that brother or sister. But I'm saying if you just meet a person in prison and you don't know them, you don't know this person. You don't know what their agenda is. So you can't go in blind. You have to have your spidey senses have to be on 10. Because the sad part is you got a lot of people out here that I don't know if they just looking for love in the wrong places, but they just looking for somebody to treat them right. And then on the flip side of that, you got a lot of dudes in jail that's just looking for somebody to hold them down. And I've seen it many a times, you know. I got countless stories. I know a dude, I was in MacDougal, level 4 security, maximum security prison. There was this dude in there, big dude. I'm not going to say his name because he's a friend of mine and he might feel some type of way. And he might even see this and know I'm talking about him. But big dude, man, found him an older chick. Met her in prison. I'm trying to remember exactly how he met her. I don't know if it was through a pen pal site. But he met her in prison. Older white lady. Lady took care of him. I don't know what he was telling this lady. I used to tell him, like, yo, bro, you must have all the game. Because she kept his books. She kept thousands of dollars on this man's books. He had every new pair of sneakers that commissary sold. He had every Game Boy, every CD. She made sure it was nothing that was sold on that commissary slip that man didn't have. She even went so far as to put in this man's name on her house. And this dude was doing, how much time was he doing? I think he was doing 11. I think he was down 11. But he was about to come home. He had a couple of years left. She rolled the years out with him. Put his name on her house. Had a whole house remodeled so that he can have a man cave in the house. And this is the thing. When we in prison, we say you stripped down to the raw you. You don't have your clothes, your jewelry. You don't have the drugs, the alcohol. You don't have nothing. You so sensitive. You say your emotions is all you got. Your feelings, your emotions, the real you is all you got. So a lot of times you might meet this dude and he gives you the real him. And you might be like, this is a lovely dude, you know what I mean? Because he's saying all the right things. He's coming straight from the heart with it. He probably had all day to sit in his cell and just think about you. And as soon as he got that 15-minute phone call, he trying to pour all his thoughts about what he thought about you into this 15 minutes. And while he's in prison, because I'm a victim also, I can say I've done this also. I can't call myself a victim, but you know the word I'm looking for. But while we're in prison, we saying all the right things, and we really feel that at that moment, you know? Because like I said, we've been stripped from everything that we used to having that puts us on the level that we're used to being on. So now we're down here. We have nothing. We have none of that. We have no alcohol, no drugs, no big chains, no clothes, no nice clothes, no nothing. All you get is me. And if that's all I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you all of me. Every 15-minute phone call. But here's the kicker. A lot of times, when we come home and we get back to all that stuff, the drinking and the drugging and a lot of the stuff that these kids is out here doing, you're not going to get the real him anymore. Sadly, a lot of us only give the real us when we're in prison. It's crazy, but it's true. So now, when this lady took care of this dude, back to my story, this lady took care of this dude for however many years he had left, changed her whole apartment. And like I said, when this was a friend of mine, so I used to kick it with him. So I used to be like, yo, homie, what you gonna do with that when you get home? And a lot of times we got the best intentions. But it's because of the environment, you know. The light has been taken out of the situation, so all we got is the darkness. So all we have is our dreams. And then you give us everything back. Freedom is everything. When you take that from somebody, so then when you give us everything back, it's so easy to forget about those dreams you had when you was in the darkness. So, back to my story. He told me, yeah, when I come home, man, I'm going to move in with her. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I had all the best thoughts in the world. I'm like, all right, that's dope. She deserves it. She a good woman. She held you down. Take excellent care of you. Come up here to see you. Bring your kids. Go to your baby mama's house. Pick up your kids and bring your kids up here to see you. She's dope. Fast forward. I spoke to the dude since I've been home now. I left this dude. My level dropped in June of 2018. I left the maximum and went to a medium security prison, level 3. Haven't seen him since June 2018. That was what his plans was with his lady. I go to Carl Robinson. I makes parole. I come home. I'm in this halfway house. So I got homies calling me from jail. One of my homies called me And he like, I was about to say the dude name. He like, oh, so and so, be calling me, and I be calling so and so, whatever, and he out there doing good, man. Holla at him. So I'm like, oh, word. I'm like, all right, let me holler at him. I know he said he was gonna come home and marry that chick. He ever marry her? So the homie like, nah, I don't know about all that. He ain't say nothing about all that. I just know he out there, he doing him. So I call the dude. Dude like, yo, I'm like, yo, what up with Shorty? Like after we got our pleasantries out of the way or whatever. I'm like, so what up with Shorty? He's like, what's Shorty? He didn't even know who I was talking about. That's the crazy. Yo, I said, what up with Shorty? Like, what's Shorty? The Spanish one? I'm like, no, the white one that was holding you down in 2018 throughout the whole India bid. He's like, oh yeah, I had to double. I'm like, ironically, you chose to double. You ain't double until you got home, though. You ain't double when you was in jail and she was doing everything that you needed her to do for you. And that's exactly what I'm telling you to be careful for. Now, I know this dude. He told me he was going to come home and marry her, and that was his genuine feelings at that time. You put anybody in the cage, they going to say probably you put them in the cage long enough and you strip them from everything except the bare necessities, and you probably hear they'll say a lot of things, But you have to be careful, because whoever this woman is, she's somewhere with her heart broken. She done invested thousands and thousands of dollars into this guy. For him to come home and talk about who, the Puerto Rican one? So you have to be careful because, for one, you got to remember these dudes and these women probably had lives before they went to jail. So let's not think that you the only person that they know. Like they weren't born in jail. And I don't want to put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, because not for every story, but for most of the stories that I have about dudes because a lot of dudes just looking for somebody to hold them down while they're in jail. Jail is a lonely place. It's a dark, lonely place, and dudes will reach out and cling on to anybody. I knew one dude that was so desperate, he was pen pal friends with a gay judge. And this was a straight dude. He told the gay judge that they could be lovers, and he told this dude he was going to be with him, but he couldn't come see him. He said, oh, I can't get visits. And I forgot what else he said he couldn't get. But the judge this is an old man, you know what I mean? And the judge happened to have kids that was young enough to still be loopy, and was like, yo, Pops, he using you, you know what I mean? So I guess one of the judge's kids had wound up writing the dude and told the dude, like, yo, we know you've been using our Pops. We looked you up, and you get visits, and we know that you got a girlfriend or whatever. I don't know how. They found out everything, though, I'm not surprised the way technology is. But they knew everything. They knew that the dude was using their Pops, and they basically influenced their Pops to cut the dude off. But my point for bringing that up is dudes is desperate and will say what they got to say to whoever they got to say. A lot of dudes will throw their morals out of the window. A lot of them dudes in jail, let's not forget, the majority of the dudes in jail, and Guap said it on an interview with Guap. She said when she went to jail out here, it was like a drug program or a rehab. Because a lot of the people in jail be addicts in jail, kicking a habit. You know what I mean? It's just they've been in jail so long, they clean, and you can't tell. But an addict probably threw his morals out of the window years before he came to jail. Who knows what they do for the drugs they do? So what I'm saying is you got to be careful. And what I was about to say before that was, for almost every story that I have about a con artist or somebody that's reaching out to you or pen pal servicing for the wrong reasons, there are those rare occasions where you do have somebody that's doing it for the right reasons, you know? I know a dude that actually got married in prison. And I was like, yo, bro, for somebody with 60 years, you met somebody on a pen pal site and you got her to marry you, that's dope. But this dude was for real with his, you know what I mean? He was in love with this woman. He was like, "What's this is my wife. Like, I'm not playing no games. I love this woman." And that's rare. That's why I said for almost every story I have about a con artist, you might have one of those. So that it's not even almost. The ratio would be like for every five con artists, there's one loyal dude, one good dude that's really just looking for love. And it's no science to how I could tell you to differentiate. You just have to be careful and you just have to have your spidey senses on it. I mean, if you looking for love, look for love. You know what I mean? I'm never going to stop you. Love is a beautiful thing. I'm never going to tell you not to do it. I'm just going to tell you to be careful. And on that note, I'm out. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to say to me, you could follow me on Instagram. You could DM me on Instagram at wes.smith.129. Until next time, peace.